Okay, so today we're looking at Kroger's brand of coffee. It's called Private Selection. Private Selection, they make all kinds of things. It's just their label for the Kroger grocery chain. But we're gonna try their Kona Coffee. They consider it a medium roast. I have been using the standard run-of-the-mill Folgers medium roast because it's cheap and I can buy it in bulk. Figured I'd give something else a try just because Kona is hard to find in my area and this is the only one I could find. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up, give it the good old smell test, and hopefully in the next 5 minutes, the taste test. Stay tuned. Okay, so if you see this coffee in here, this is the Kona Coffee. And it smells like it's got some nutty notes and stuff to it. Definitely looks like it would pair well with, or smells like it would pair well with chocolate and things like that. See the reddish, light brown hue that it's got? It's definitely on the lighter spectrum of a medium roast. Because if you look at Folgers, I don't know if you can see the two differences. This is considered a medium roast, and slightly above this one would be getting into the medium darks to dark roasts. All right, so that's definitely on the lighter side. So it's gonna be a little bit more balanced, in my opinion, than say a medium dark roast. Now they also say that the roasting process takes out some of the caffeine content so that your blondes and your lighter roasts theoretically should have more caffeine in them per cup. That I couldn't answer because I don't have any kind of testing for that. But they do say that this medium roast here is the world's strongest coffee. Now Death Wish coffee I've been drinking for a few years and I enjoy it. Does it have the most caffeine in it? I couldn't answer that because I think maybe my sensitivity to caffeine has been long gone. I can't tell the difference between any of the coffees. Now I will tell you this, depending on what I have for breakfast or what's going on in my day, this one, the Death Wish coffee, is something that I enjoy because it just makes me feel like I have more energy. But obviously any energy you get from coffee is not gonna last very long. But definitely check this one out. We're gonna go ahead and brew this up and give it a taste. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so we've made our Kona coffee. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty dark in the brew, which I like. I can see the, on the edge, the ring here, right there. See that caramel color, that amber color? I like looking at that. That tells me how oily the coffee is, and that's a good sign because it means that there's probably gonna be a lot of flavor in there. And I attribute that to the oiliness of the bean, which affects the grind and your final outcome. You want that caramelization on a roast. So this looks like a nice cup of coffee. It smells good. The flavor profile, the smelling profile, or whatever you want to call it, did transfer over. It still has kind of a nutty, earthy tone to it. And I'm just trying to get this coffee here. See how it's kind of a caramelized color in there. It's very hot right now, so I'm going to go ahead and take a small sip. Stand by. Stand by. Oh yeah, that's very light. It's very light. It's not bitter at all. And that's one of the things about the Kona blends is that they apparently don't have that bitterness to them. And I want to look at this one more time. This is again the Private Selection Kona blend. Storage. Let's see, where does it say? This is a medium roast. Doesn't really say much about it. It's kind of a mystery bag. Hand selected, You know, we pick the best beans, we do it in small batches, complex flavor in every cup. But they don't really give themselves a profile, so they kind of leave it up to you. So if you've never had a Kona, it's supposed to be one of the smoothest blends of coffee out there. And this is a blend. Keep that in mind, this is a Kona blend, it's not 100% Kona. To get 100% Kona, you are gonna pay a fortune, okay? You're gonna pay a fortune. And the reason for that is because Hawaii is only as big as Hawaii is. So you're not gonna get 100%. They're gonna cut that stuff as much as possible to be able to distribute as much as possible, all right? So find yourself a good blend and stick with it, because you're gonna spend a ton of time trying to find a blend that works for you. So when you find one, kind of stick with it while you're in your pursuit for you know, a better cup. But yeah, so far it was a little bit expensive for the size, but again, you're gonna pay a price because it is supposedly Kona. There are a lot of counterfeit Konas out there, so keep an eye out. Make sure you do your research. I did not do any research on this one. I just grabbed it off the shelf because it was the only one that was up there. But it does smell and taste like what a Kona should. Oh yeah, here we go. Contains not less than 10% Kona coffee, okay? That's how much they cut this stuff down, all right? So if this was 10% and I paid $10 for this 12 ounces, expect to pay probably 150 or more for the same amount of straight Kona, and you're not gonna find it. If you do, comment below and let me know where, because I wanna get some. All right? Well, I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope maybe you have a Kroger in your area and give this stuff a try. If I can find a link, I'll put it down below, but I'm pretty sure this is only gonna be found in select Kroger stores. All right? On to the next.